Hi there everybody, it's Jo from Creative Empowerment. Today's pick a card reading is all about what your soul is urging you to know. A pick a card reading delving into messages from your soul, which I absolutely love this idea. I don't think I've done this before. No, I don't think I have. And I'm really excited. So let's jump right into it. So we have our 4 piles here. Sometimes it's really difficult to choose, the piles. Sometimes they jump right out at you. But this is pile number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And today I'm going to put shells on there. So the first pile is this lovely white shell here. Beautiful texture. It's pile 1. Pile number 2, I have this lovely little shell, which I use quite a lot in my readings. I love it. Little round and round one. Pile number 3 is one of these sort of conical type shapes. Pile 3. Whoops. And then last but not least is this beautiful one that has a lovely hole in it. That's pile 4. So when you know which pile or piles are calling you, you can jump ahead to your reading in the description box below. As always, please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and please follow me on Facebook. I'll see you in your reading. Hi there, pile number 1. If you chose this beautiful shell, then this is your reading today, all about what your soul is urging you to know. And our first cards are creation and death. So, wow. Some big themes coming up in your life at the moment. Some new things coming in, obviously, and something that may have already flowered, but some other things that are not yet there. But we also have the death card, and so it's time to let some things go. And going through change and new growth can be quite challenging. And letting go of things can also be challenging. So, we've got both of those energies coming up here, which can feel like you're being pushed and pulled in some sort of different directions. So the next message coming directly from your soul is this one. If I have a compulsive habit, I realize that there is some need in my consciousness for this condition, or it would not be there. I am safe and secure in my world. So, perhaps you're working on some new things in your life, like whether that be, new habits, whether around food or eating or exercise or anything like that, or shopping. It can be anything that is our crux, or the thing that we take up when we need to self-soothe. But I love this orange in this card. The orange and the green. So I really feel like there's a lot of healing here, and the orange is very sacral, sort of chakra energy. So it's all about feeling safe and secure in your world. So very close to the base chakra, but it's a little bit more of that higher order stuff. So interesting there what that is. So this could be, feels around safety, which is obviously what the card says. But yes, feeling safe in the world, and what we've all been going through, our versions of what is safe in our world is definitely being challenged. So we are, it is coming up for us that we want to self-soothe ourselves, but we want to do it in a positive way. So if you've been self-soothing yourself, as I'm sure we all have to some degree, but if you feel like it's too much out of control, then this is talking about creation of new cycles. And I love how the creation's coming first, and then the death of things. So there's things that need to fall away because they've had their day. And that's a great and powerful statement. And I like the way those two words wanted to come out quite separately. This is how you're feeling blocked at the moment. So the 8 of Wands is about a quick moving energy. It can be about travel, but to me, this doesn't feel like travel. This feels more along the lines of like a whirlpool, like almost like something is being whipped up in my life that I feel I'm kind of out of control with. And wands are usually things you're quite passionate about. So then we have the 9 of Wands. This is quite consecutive energy. We've got the 8 and then the 9. So I like that because it means it's moving quickly, and it may feel like it's out of control. You may also feel like you have been having to defend yourself. But this is where the block is. This is where perhaps this is the undercurrent of whatever is going on up here. And then we have the Four of Cups. So someone is coming to offer you something, and you may not understand how it's going to help you. And I've just been itching my stomach meridian. So it may be something that comes in for you that you don't see as being the gift that you need, or the clarity you need, or there's something there. It's on the tip of my tongue and I'm not saying it. But, like this is almost like if you think about Goldilocks and the Three Bears, which is strange, but anyway. In Goldilocks and the Three Bears, there are 3 different versions of everything. There's different porridges, there's different beds, there's different seats. And, the Goldilocks tries all of them out to see which one is the right one for her. But here we've also getting a 4th option. So I want you to sort of see that the universe is actually offering you things here to open the door and to move into sort of more out of your own mind and into a different space. And this feels very much around healing, and it's healing whatever this thing is that it's like you've been sitting on top of it. I don't really know how that's going to manifest for everybody, but it's like, when we have something that we don't like in our lives, we push it down. We push it down because it feels better, because we don't want it to come up and we don't want to deal with it. But once we're in it, which is very much how I feel like you are, you actually want to move through it. You don't want to sit and mire in it, sit in the mire of it. You want to allow the feelings of not quite right, get through them, move through them, which is very much this 8 of Wands. And it may feel like it's whipping you up and you don't have control. But there is this element here of there's something coming for you that is right for you. You may not see it straight away, and someone may offer you, a way out, or something that, it doesn't feel like the right action for you, but it feels like it's got more opportunity in it than you're seeing. Now this card is Where to from here, and this is the Seeker, and this is kind of what I was talking about here, which is seeking options, going beyond what you know, or the known, for some people, and going beyond that. Seeking solutions to things and allowing yourself to let Spirit show you the solutions is a big one here. So very much marrying this card with that, even though I don't want to put it next to it. Normally, there's sometimes where cards feel like they're tied to each other and they want to be together. They don't want to be together because they're similar messages but disparate energy. This one is actually allowing yourself to follow the lead of Spirit, follow this creation energy, whereas this one is saying, I don't want this energy. I can't see the point in it for me. And then the last one is action to take. Now, when I was pulling your action card, it was really funny because I was like, there's no action to take. And I find that super, super interesting. But I kind of get it now that I'm reading your cards, because I just remember, because I don't really remember why, but I remember pulling this card going, there's no action for this group. And this card is turned upside down. So the chop wood is very much about life, very much, before enlightenment, chop wood, after enlightenment, chop wood. That's the same. But this is very much mundane. This is very much, the chores, sweep things up, get them clean, get up and do it again tomorrow. However, it's in the reverse, because I feel like things are going to get offered to you that help move you through this. Now, it doesn't mean that it's completely taken out of your hands, because I'm not seeing that either. But what I am seeing is Spirit coming in, Spirit opening the door, and Spirit bringing it down to you. Because the message very, very, very clearly, what action to take, was nothing. Now, I don't believe that means do nothing at all. But what I do believe it means is sit back and allow things to come to you. And that's what this card feels like it's doing. It feels like it's opening the door, but when you're ready. Because this energy here, you're not ready. This energy here feels like you're out of control. This energy here also feels like I still don't know what I'm doing. It's about allowing time and space for all of these things. Allowing time for new things to come in when they're ready. And it's allowing yourself to honor the process of letting things go. It's about not rushing through it. You know, like this energy here feels very rushed. And in a way, it's kind of good because we want to move through the crap. You know, we don't want to rush through it because it means we might miss things. And I feel that's a big important part for you because you've felt this way for, you know, some time. You don't want to push through it just for the sake of getting it finished, because you don't want to end up here where you're still flat and not lifeless, but you're still flat and you're not seeing the end in sight. So it's kind of like letting every part of this have its place. And I want to read this again. I am safe and secure in my world. When you feel safe and secure in your world, you don't need to protect yourself. You don't need to fill yourself up with things to make yourself feel better. You just feel better. Now, for some of you, I think the lady beetle will be important, so may want to look that up. If I have a compulsive habit, I realize that there is some need in my consciousness for this condition, or it would not be there. Now, I feel like that's a statement that you might want to have a look at a bit further. You might want to write it down, journal it, whatever you do in your practice. But I feel like there's some things around that will open up for you, but they feel kind of mundane. So when I say open up, that's a word that I would use in a sort of healing way, like that it's going to shift some energy for you. It doesn't feel like it's going to still feel like great energy, but it's going to start shifting some of this energy, and it's not in this way. This way here is out of control. This way here is more controlled because you're toing and froing with the eternity symbol. It's more of a gentleness. And then the 6, even though it's reversed, the 6, you know, we've got 4, which is a building number, and then 6, which is a stability number. So this is a slow moving energy for you. So it's about accepting where you are. Excuse me. It's about accepting where you are and honoring each part of this process, because you may have wanted to rush through it and you may not feel so great, but there is a process here that you know is right for you to be going through, which is the chop wood, get up each day and do this. And it doesn't mean it's going to stay the same. And I do want to pull another card for you. Okay, so I wanted to pull some more cards for you because I didn't like where this reading was ending. So there's some interesting messages coming in here. 3 of Wands. It's about planning for the future, knowing that, hang on, I don't think you can actually see these cards. They're out of focus. Planning for the future, knowing that you may not see the results of these actions just yet, but you can start making some plans. And it feels like, you know, look to the past and learn things, but don't stay there. Like, this is about a future focus. The Judgment card is about, you know, moving to the beat of your own drum and seeing the things that you want to see in the future, and about, you know, marching to that beat. It's a great card in this particular deck, the Judgment card, and then the Sun. So while that energy that I talked about was kind of like a, you know, you've just got to sit in this energy for a bit. I do not mean if you're in depression or if you're in anxiety or if you're in an extreme state that I want you to sit there. But what I do want you to know is that there is a time and a season for things, and that's very much the kind of energies that are coming up for you today, pile 1. And obviously this is a group reading. So, you know, take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you'd like a private reading, please see the description box for the link. And please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more readings like this. And please come over to Facebook and follow me there, Creative Empowerment Australia. Thanks for being here. Hope to see you again in the future. Bye for now. Hi there, pile number 2. If you chose this beautiful little round and round shell, it's kind of how I call it, what I call it, then this is your reading today, all about this is your reading today about what your soul is urging you to know. So we're starting with these Cheryl and Darcy Flowers of the Night cards, which I haven't used for ages, so it's really nice to get them out and to sort of step into the energies of these cards. We have Purpose here, Desert Wishbone, and this has a lynx in it or a bobcat. And links to me is all about, going into the void and the other side, and very much a protector of that kind of energy. And obviously the idea of purpose is that, perhaps finding your purpose, knowing your purpose, that sort of thing. Intuition, desert thorn apple, and there's a hare there as well. I think it's a desert hare. And we have quite a lot of moon energy, but also it's kind of like this energy that's overriding or watching over. And then the last one is sensitivity, night gladiolus, or gladioli, I'm not really sure. So I'm really noticing that there's the colours, there's like a proudness in the green. So it feels like, I feel like you're working on something that's very close to your heart at the moment, that you're, and the pink energy as well, that, you're really working on your intuition, your purpose, and your sensitivity. Now, I know they're the three words that are there, but when you put them all together, it's more about your own, like the sensitivity of these two big ears. All of them have got these big ears. It's like perhaps you're focusing on your psychic senses at the moment, clairsentience, clairvoyance, and what's clear hearing called? I can't even think of it. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. But it feels like those extrasensory perception, ESP, is something that you're really quite focused on at the moment. And I really like that because it's very much an alertness and an awakeness, but it's also this idea of going within. And I think this is a really nice thing that you're working on at the moment, going within. This shell goes from the outside world all the way in, and I feel that that's what your soul is wanting to express to you right now, is that they see you, or sometimes it's they, sometimes we, depending on how your soul wants to talk to you. But it's very much about listening to, maybe you don't know what your purpose is. Maybe you're not sure how to work with your intuition. Maybe you're a sensitive, but you still don't know how to utilize that as a superpower rather than something that, drags you down and makes you feel really depleted and tired. Now we've got a direct message coming from your soul, and it is, I am at peace. And I love this. There's that green again, there's the pink, there's the koi, and the koi is, even though it's always swimming, I think they are still at peace. I relax and enjoy life. I know whatever I need to know is revealed to me in the perfect time and space and sequence. Now, this is quite an interesting thing, given what I said before, that, I feel like perhaps you might have been striving. You might have been striving to be more be more in tune with your intuition, understand your own sensitivity, understand your own purpose. And, I am like this. I am a person who knows something is going to happen, so I want it to happen right there and then. I have no patience. Really, that's what that's about. And you may be similar to me in that sense. You may know that you're going to move into this more intuitive space where your purpose in life is more around that. It may not be that it's the thing you get paid for. It could just be your passion, and I don't mean just. It could be your passion, and you work on it with family and friends, or with small groups of people. But it's about knowing that it's all going to happen at the right time, and feeling the peace of connecting into that energy and getting comfortable with it. Because I feel like these three animals here are really talking about becoming comfortable with your own intuitive self, your own psychic senses, your own sensitivity. So we're going to have a look now at what is blocked in your what is blocked when it comes to what your soul wants to talk to you about. Now, the light is getting bad here, but the light looks all right on the screen, so I will continue. The King of Swords, and then the Justice cards. We've got a lot of sword energy here, and then the Nine of Swords also. So this feels like perhaps you're too much in your own head, that you're giving yourself anxiety and sleepless nights because you're focused on finding your purpose, you know, working the problems out. It feels like, you know, that you're working, you think you've got to do it in your head. And I feel like that these cards are actually talking much more about your body and feeling into your body and feeling into your senses. So more of a feeling based thing. Whereas these cards here, it's all about mind, thought. What else? So there's the bird in the background here, and that's very much an attunement to the higher senses. And there's a brand new day dawning here. So I feel like you have been blocked around this idea of being a sensitive person, having a bigger purpose than you might understand at the moment, and being at peace with that. I feel like you have been someone who has been almost controlling yourself from the mind. And I kind of get this one too, because I like to think, and I think that I think pretty well, which means, you know, oh, if I think pretty well, I should be able to solve these problems. Well, not all problems are to be solved through thinking and communication. Some problems or some things are meant to be experienced simply for their experience. Because I do feel like you have a lot of intellectual power here. I feel like you are someone who thinks very clearly. You may be someone who communicates very, very clearly, and you might make decisions, and you're pretty firm with your decisions. You know what you're talking about. But when it comes to your purpose and your sensitivity, I feel like these things challenge you a bit more. And we have the Justice card right in the middle. So I feel like he or she is talking about finding the right balance between the things that you're good at in the not the real world, but the 3D world, which might be thinking. You might be a good problem solver. You might be a good communicator. I'm also getting that you might be an educator. But here it's about coming to balance with these things. And this is sitting under intuition. So this is about utilizing your intuition and bring it into balance with with your mind, with your ability to think through things, but also to feel into things, which is a big part of this. So you may be someone who is starting to identify as an empath. You may be starting as someone who is feeling more sensitive, whether that's to the things you're consuming into your life, the thoughts and the things you're reading. And this could definitely be consuming through media and stuff like that. But it's about balancing it's about balancing all of those things out so that you don't end up in this anxiety-ridden bed where you can't sleep at night, because the things that you're feeling and the things that you're reading, taking in, whatever, they don't gel. They're not balanced in your body, and they're causing conflict. And that's how I feel for you. Now these cards here are where to from here. We've got the Page of Wands, and then we have the Ace of Wands. The Page of Wands is in the reverse position. So I feel like you are going into this sort of area where, you know, it may not have been where you feel like a bit of a novice, let's put it that way, okay? But I feel like you feel like you're a bit blinded coming into this new phase, where to from here. And I feel like you're looking backwards a bit. So you might be really passionate about something. You are working on this intuitive, purpose-driven life, and you may be looking for the thing that suits you. But I feel like I said before, you're trying to find the solution by thinking-based methodologies. Now, wands are all about fire and passion and doing things you love. So this is like you're turned on your head when it comes to this, because it challenges you a bit. You're not used to going at life this way. And so it's kind of like you feel like you're going to take some backward steps. But I feel like that's a feeling, and I don't know if it's necessarily how you're going to move forward. But the Ace of Wands is here showing me that you will find the thing that really excites you, the thing that really, you know, electrifies you almost. There's this electric energy with this. Sometimes I feel like this shaking of this energy, but it's a real vibration, you know. So there's sort of a vibrational sort of energy coming in for you. Now, I'm going to leave it at that because this is a group reading. So this thing here is going to excite you. I'm not going to go into what it could be because it could be a lot of different things. But that's where you're going from here. Now the next cards are all about action to take. So they probably should go over there, but at the moment they're going to come over here. And there's probably going to be some reason why they're going over here, but as yet I don't know that reason. So I'm just going to move some things. Okay, so Treasure Island being reversed. This is a 9. That's a completion, and there's an 8. So I did talk about feeling like you're going backwards, and that those 2 cards there are actually talking about that. You may be somebody who's quite accomplished in something that they do in life already. The King of Swords is somebody who knows their own mind. But this card here, if you're going into something new, you may not see, that you may not see your own worth when it comes to this new thing. This is very much halfway energy. We're talking about, you're taking some action that's taking you somewhere. We're moving into the future, but it's turned on its head because, similar to the Page of Wands, it's not energy that you're comfortable with. And this is all about acknowledging that you're carrying the treasure with you wherever you go. So it's understanding that and knowing that even if you feel like a novice in this situation, you're bringing something very worthwhile. And it feels like you're connecting to a bigger tribe than normal. It feels like you're expanding your wings. You're reaching different people than before. However that works for you. This could be, this could be a side part of your life. It doesn't have to be the most important part of your life. But the thing is, the connections that you are working on, connecting with this tribe of people, they're important for you because they're nurturing, and they also feel like a bit of mentoring. Whether that's you being the mentor or the other way around, it does feel a little bit like mentoring energy there. So that could be another way that you find something that you're really passionate about. Teaching or learning is always something, like I'm a teacher, so it's something that, it's easy to get excited when you're helping someone learn something new. We don't always love being in the new learning position, which is definitely what I'm looking at here for you. But you're learning some new skills. You're entering into a more feeling-based place, which is not somewhere I feel like you're used to. But you are at peace. And the thing is, you're moving into a different space. I'm going to read this again because I feel it's important. I relax and enjoy life. I know that whatever I need to know is revealed to me in the perfect time and space sequence. So I feel that's important for you to know that. Don't search for this. Let it come to you. Let it evolve. Let it happen. Don't come at it with the all-knowing mind, because the mind is actually much more limited than we realize. Come with this as if you're coming to connect with yourself, with that sort of energy of spirit that will actually almost pick you up and take you where you need to go. Pile 2. Hope you've enjoyed this reading, Pile 2. Thank you for being here. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to book a private reading, there is a link in the description box below. And please make sure you come and follow me over on Facebook, Creative Empowerment Australia. Thanks for being here. I hope to see you again soon. See you later. Hi, pile number 3. If you chose this conical kind of shell, then this is your reading. And your first card with what your soul is urging you to know is Influence, Spiny Star. Now this is a flower that is found in a desert. This could be a challenging time for you. This could be a time where you're not quite sure yet whether what is influencing your life is positive or negative. It feels like it could go either way. But it also feels like you don't feel like you're completely in control. So we just want to call these things out, and it feels almost like you want to stay protected, but you also want to, to grow and to move out. So that could be for some of you that you're feeling like you're, want to move out of home, or I don't know, like it feels like, yeah, you're growing beyond a situation that you're in, but you're not really sure yet of where that's going. And that's a challenging situation because you feel like you're growing, but you also don't want to grow. Oh, that's right. This pile took some extra cards in, so this is still the same. What your soul wants you to know. I feel like you're denying your own internal hunches, what you think this is about. You're second guessing yourself when the High Priestess is showing up here, because you are quite in tune with who you are. You are instinctive. Intuitively things, but you're not allowing them to come through. And I feel like that blocking off of that information is further putting you in the dark when it comes to this. This is about discernment. It's about knowing when to listen. Then we have Spider, which is all about creative projects. This is about the new part. This is about the part where you want to go. But at the moment, you're still not sure which way to go. When to go. There's some questions around it. So that's, your soul wants you to know that they see this and that they're watching you, but they also want you to know that it's like opening up to trust that the road will move on, that you'll move at the right time, that everything will start flowing when it's meant to. A really hard message to hear. I really, really know that, because I'm very, very challenged when it comes to that in a lot of areas of my life. Now, the next card is a direct message from your soul. Everything I need comes to me at the perfect time. I actually didn't read that until just now, but that's exactly what we're talking about here. This feeling of, perhaps it doesn't feel like a stuck feeling to me. Stuck feels different, but it does feel like you're outgrowing a situation. That's a better way of feeling about it. You still may feel stuck though. I ask for help. I tell life what I want, and then I allow it to happen. Now, the second part of this again feels challenging to me, because I feel like, I don't know if you've asked life. I feel like you've got ideas about where you want to go, but I really don't know if you've asked life what it is, because I don't feel like you're trusting of this process. You're trusting of your own intuition. And I feel like part of you is saying to yourself, I would like that, but I'm not sure if that thing's for me. And your soul is saying that questioning, that's important for you. The time of questioning is just as important as the creation, because things come to you in that process. So allow yourself to be in that questioning space and know that it's everything that you need will come to you at the perfect time. But some of the things that you question, and some of the things that you look at or for or up or whatever, some of those things will be right for now and other things won't be. But it's not dismissing them all and saying they're not all right for me. It's about knowing that over time your needs will change, and it's about knowing that that's okay too. They will all change, and at this point in time, this particular thing is right for me, or these particular things are right for me. So the next cards are about what is blocked. Now, we did already talk about this idea of things being blocked in your life, but they don't feel like that to me, but they could feel that way to you. Excuse me. So pile 3, we are looking at the Page of Wands here, the Page of Pentacles. Now, this could be people showing up in your life. These could be younger people. I feel like this group to me feels young, but it could be that you're starting out on a new path as well. And we've got the 2 pages, so this, that's how it feels. And I did talk about this idea of leaving the home, leaving the nest, or outgrowing something. And we have 2 pages here. Pages are people who don't have a lot of experience in where they're going. So it's kind of how it feels to me. And this could be friends around you. This could be that you want to go traveling, but you're not ready to yet. Something like that, but it's like there is a newness around some road that you're going to travel down. Page of Wands is something you're excited about. Now, this here to me also feels like there's some challenges ahead in the Pages road. these are newer cards for me, but I'm feeling that these are almost things that they're not blocking your way, but they're going to make sure that that's the way you want to go. It won't, that the Page of Wands here is excited, but there's some pitfalls ahead on that path. Page of Pentacles feels confused to me. Page of Pentacles is trying to decide which way is going to bring them luck and money. And I feel like if you base all your decisions on this one, it's going to be wrong. And if you base all of your decisions on this one, it's also going to be wrong. It's about marrying these two things up and finding what the High Priestess, taking the bits that are right for you and the other bits that are right for you. Now, some people, this will be yourself, but for others, this will be influences in your life or people in your life. The Nine of Cups here is, in the reverse, because I feel like at the moment you still don't really know what it is that you're wanting from life. Now, I did mention that before, that it's almost as if you haven't really thought about the things that will bring you joy and happiness, where you would like to be in the years ahead. So it's like you're in a planning phase, but you're not doing the planning. And that's kind of the message that I'm getting here. So it's like you're not willing to think about the things that will bring you joy. And I find that so interesting. And I don't know if that's because people in your life have conditioned you to believe that you have to do work to earn a living, that kind of thing, or that you've got to slave away, you've got to go to uni, whatever this is, or that you have been a housewife and that you can't go into the workforce because you need to retrain. You know what I mean? Like, there's different things here, or you've been doing a job for a long time and you want to do something different. So the next card is about where to from here. And the Page, or the King of Cups, sorry, I thought it was the Page. The King of Cups, again, he looks like he's thinking, but he's thinking about what would bring him happiness. Now, the King of Cups and the Nine of Cups, both great cards, but they're both in the reverse. Now, a reverse card doesn't mean it's a bad thing. A reverse card, this to me feels like you're thinking. You still don't know what it is that's going to fill you up. You still don't know what it is that's going to bring you joy in your life. There's part of you that does, but there's another part of you that doesn't trust this process, that doesn't trust that the things that you like or that you're attracted to, that you're connected to, whatever it is, will bring you joy, bring you happiness. And it may be because other people are telling you that. There's a strong sense here that other people are quite involved in your decision making. And that's something to really have a look at. Because the thing about this is you are a much greater... Now, I just did a manifestation video, but it almost feels to me like you are a great manifester. But the thing is, you're not even getting yourself into the planning part of it, because something is stifling you, something is blocking you, and it does feel like the planning phase. I don't want to be a novice. I don't want to be naive when I go into this thing. I don't want to feel like I don't know what I'm doing, but this is exactly how you feel. And here, the King of Cups doesn't know what he wants to do emotionally. He, either he's releasing his emotions, but it doesn't feel like that for you today. It feels much more about not knowing what it is that's going to fill you up, because you've got two cards that are very much... They're good cards when they're in the reverse position or the upright position. They talk about emotional fulfillment. They talk about feeling good. And, this is like your wishes coming true. And at this stage, I don't feel like you have that belief about yourself. Now, the next cards that we've got are the actions to take. And this is exchanging gifts. Now, it's interesting what I've been talking about, because perhaps you don't feel like you have any gifts to share. And I feel quite hollow in my body when I say that. I feel like you don't see the specialness inside you. Now, we've got two very, very pink cards. So to me, this feels a lot about self-love. I feel like it's a 9 and this is a 2. I feel like I'm not connecting with my own divinity. I'm not seeing my own beauty. I'm thinking that Spirit will not give me the things that I want because I don't see my own value. Now, Spirit doesn't work like that, and I became very, very confused when I was thinking about that. But your soul wants you to know that that way of thinking is so wrong. Now, whether that is someone else's beliefs that are colouring your vision, this is a message to you to connect to your own heart. This is a message for you to connect with your own divinity, the two. The 9 is about realizing that those beliefs, where they came from, I do not know. And my timestamp on this thing just showed me 11:11. This is about realizing that this is a false belief. This is not your belief. Your belief, again, we had this card next to the High Priestess. We've got a lot of duality here. We've got a lot of different people's opinions being colouring your vision. And it's time to leave these people's beliefs behind. They're not yours. Wherever they come from, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with those people. It just means they're not yours. The High Priestess here is trusting yourself. Exchanging gifts is realizing that Spirit has a greater plan for you than you realize. You don't know what it is yet because you're a little bit too scared to see how creative and what potential you do have, because this is it's a master builder. This is a balance card. This is a creative projects, excitement, looking forward to the future. But there is a lot of doubt here. But Spirit is strong here with you. Your soul is urging you to follow your soul's calling. You don't know what it is yet, and I get that. But understand that people that have made you feel small, people that have made you feel like you don't have a gift to share, that's their stuff. They're putting it on you, but it's their stuff. It's time for you. You do feel like a novice, but it doesn't even, you could be 50, 60, 70. But in some area of your life, you feel like a novice. And that's okay. We all start somewhere. But if we decide that we're going to stay where we are because it feels like you're comfortable there, or, that this space, that's not the reason to stay. Doesn't mean you go anywhere, but you change. Okay, so there's lots of things here. There is lots of paths available or opening up to you. You may have chosen one of the other groups. It feels a bit similar. But there is a strong message of newness coming in here with the 2 pages, which an excitement and a change, big change coming in for you. And it's exciting time because there is so much coming in for you. You just don't know what it is yet. But Spirit's going to bring it in the perfect time for you. Your soul really wants to connect with you, really wants to talk to you, and it's like your soul wants to balance out some of these opinions you're listening to by other people. Thank you for being here, Pile 3. I've enjoyed this message for you. I know it was a bit challenging, but it felt strong and something you needed to hear. There is a link in the description box below for a private message if you're so inclined. Please follow me on Facebook and don't forget to like the video. Thanks for being here. Bye for now. Hi there, Pile 4. If you chose this shell with a big hole in it, then this is your reading today. Now, I'm not sure if that's focusing. There we go. Now, these 3 cards, I feel like there's some really deep energy going on here. What does your soul want? What your soul is urging you to know feels like some really deep, heavy messages. Now, it doesn't mean that it will be for everybody, because, we're all at different parts of our path. And some people who watch this may know all of this, and other people may be just discovering it or just learning it. So your first card is Preserve, which is a silver ghost thistle. So a very prickly kind of plant there. And we have that little tiny hopping rodent, almost walking a tightrope up to the top of the card there, the full moon as well. And then we have Pleasure. And this is such a deep card, this Pleasure card. I feel that there's a deep, deep energy going in there. Really delving into what might be pleasurable. And then the last card is a Protection card, and we have the full moon again. And we have all these little creatures in these cards, which I feel like is important. I feel like there's a message there around, a part of you, not all of you, just part of you. Now, the other thing that's interesting about these 3 cards that your soul wants you to know is they're all P's, and I find that interesting. I don't understand the message coming through about that, but let's keep going and working through this reading, and we'll see how how that sort of plays into the picture pile number 4. So preserve. I feel like there's this message here to preserve your energy, to slow down a bit, like probably stop putting too much restrictions around yourself. Probably, there's that tightrope here. Probably, and there's also the prickles. So, I feel like don't just do the things that you have to do. Don't just do the mundane, boring things. This is a card about pleasure. Give in to yourself. Let yourself enjoy some things and, focus on those things. Allow them to come up and be gentle with yourself. This is almost like feel like chocolate, this energy, but it won't be chocolate for everybody. Perhaps that's me. But this is all about, allowing yourself to have some pleasures in life. It's not all about walking this tightrope. It's not all about protection either. It's not all about staying on alert. So allow yourself to deepen and relax is what I feel that message is coming there for you. And then we have one card here, which is a direct message from your soul. I open new doors to life. My spiritual growth comes to me in ways I don't quite expect. I know I am always safe. Now, I find that interesting because the new doors, I am open, I said. I am open, which is a very significant statement. I am open to new doors opening in my life. So I feel like that's the message for you, because this is a direct message from your soul. So if your soul was to talk to you, this is what your soul, the whole reading is about. Messages from your soul is about, the whole reading is what your soul is urging you to know. But this is the direct message from your soul. This is what your soul wants you to know. I am open. I didn't misspeak. That's coming from your soul. I am open to new doors opening in my life. Sometimes we think we've got a plan and we know where we're going, and Spirit's plan is a little bit different. But, we may have been going along on the road and thinking we knew what the plan was, and then something unexpected shows up. I'm going to keep this one here because some new doors are opening for you. So we want to remain, we want to keep our mind open. We don't want to be in such a protective mode, such a preservation mode that we can't open up to some pleasures coming in our life. Now, I'm going to place this under here because this is what is blocked in your life. And this feels like around career, finances, could even be home. But the Ace of Pentacles is a great card. But when we're looking at it in a blocked situation, this feels like you don't feel like you know how to sort of make steps to go further into what it is you want. Like it feels like maybe some avenue in your career might be blocked, or you feel it's blocked. Because I'm not getting that this is a block for you. What I'm getting is that it feels like a block for you, and perhaps it's a temporary block. Perhaps it is you didn't see that where the door was opening for you. Perhaps you were expecting it to be X, Y, and Z, and it's going to be K, J, and L. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be in a different pattern for you, but also mixed up. Like I'm seeing those sort of things. Like expect the unexpected is what I really want to get here. It's not blocked for you. You think it's blocked because it's not showing up how you wanted it to show up. And that's what your soul, your spirit wants you to, that's what your soul wants you to know. That you're preserving your own energy, you're protecting yourself too much, and you're not allowing this newness to come in. You're not allowing this possibility of pleasure to come into your life. Interesting cards coming in for you. Now, we can't see those very well, so I need to move that. Okay, that's better. Okay, so we have the Two of Cups, which is about, relationship, union, also new offerings, but partnerships too. So, like things coming together for you, which is how I feel this is. Whether this is a new door opening to a love relationship or whether it's, whatever it is in your life, because it's going to be different because it's group reading. But this is a good foundation of a good relationship or a good new partnership. And that could be that you're moving into a new role, whatever it is, but there is pleasure here. There's pleasure here to be had. There's quite a lot of coins here, or pentacles. So I am feeling that this could be around, finances, moving, home, whatever it is. But there's some new relationships coming, and this feels very well, romantic is the word I want to use. It won't apply to everybody, but that it does feel romantic, this thing. It feels really soft and gentle. So that could also be the message for you. Now, the other thing is, and I'm getting a bit of a head spin now that I'm thinking about this, but it feels like you've been walking a tightrope in your romantic relationship or your partnership, business partnership, or, work relationship, or your work. Feels like you've had these prickles out, like you've been protecting yourself, you've been preserving your own energy, and it felt like you're going to fall one way or the other. There's a change coming. The Ace of Pentacles is heralding this change. I still feel like there's a lot of you that don't realize that it can come in a different way. So I feel like that's the challenge or the bit that's blocked for you, but it is coming. So it's a great card in a blocked position. The Seven of Pentacles here is in the reverse position. This card here is all about working and maybe it feeling mundane and maybe not seeing the benefits of your labors. And I feel like both of these two cards together, the Four of Pentacles in reverse, again, that's a card of, hoarding money, holding on to things, but this is about releasing. Now, what I'm seeing here when I'm looking at these two cards is something that you had built up. There's going to be something that costs you some money fairly soon. Now, these cards here are about where to from here. So I feel like this relationship, whatever this thing is, because for some of you, this could be that you're building a home. Like it can relate to lots of different things. This could be an investment, whatever this is. It feels like you may have saved some money. Feels like very mundane, I've got to tell you. But then it feels like, you could reduce that amount that you had. But we're working towards this. So we're working towards this new door opening. We're working towards the new thing, the new shiny thing. And it's going to bring you pleasure. But at the moment, you are walking a bit of a tightrope around that pile number 4. Now, these are the action for you to take. Now, just checking that you can see all of that. So the first message is breathe in the reverse. And I feel like I've just been talking 100 miles an hour. So you might want to slow down. And I think I did mention that earlier. You may really want to slow down and just take some time to breathe here. We have an 11. So it's a super important message for you. This also can be seen as an 11. So there may be this duality at the moment. Again, the tightrope is coming into mind, where you're walking a fine line, but you also feel like you have to do this or that. And there's no in between, which is the pleasure. It's not all about this thing, whatever this is. You've got to take some time out to breathe. The last one is now and here and now. I'll come to it in a minute, but it's a similar message. Come to the edge. You are coming to the edge of this thing that you're working on that is coming into your life. You're stepping into something different. And to me, this feels almost headachy because it feels like something that you're going to enjoy, but it feels like it's come to the point where it is a bit of a headache. It is, getting under your skin, getting on your nerves, like all those sorts of things. But it is going to bring in something great for you. And it does feel like it's nearly finished. But having said that, I feel so tired. So it is, it is really, really something that you've been working on for some time, I feel, definitely with the 7 of Pentacles reversed. Now, here and now, this card feels it's upside down. It is showing me that you're not in the present. You're looking at the past or the future. You're trying to figure it out. It's like you're puzzling it out. You're trying too hard with your brain to figure things out. Now, what is happening is you are creating something new in your life, which is the Ace of Pentacles is standing for, this new door that's opening for you. But you need to be in the here and now. Sorry, it's going out of focus. You need to be here and now, be in the here and now to be fully present. And I feel like almost like to actually receive the benefits of this, to know that the pitfalls, the ups and downs of whatever this process that you're working on, they're part of the journey. Now, it's like I've just taken a big deep breath. I'm still not completely breathing properly, so the breathing is definitely a challenge. But when it's over, you're going to remember things and you're going to smile about them. You're going to, see it all as the journey then. But this card is saying to you, you can be present now and stop being in the future and in the past and focus on what it is that you are building, because you are building something really great. And again, we have the doors opening. Excuse me. But you may notice that even though the door opens, there is something else blocking access to this thing because it's not yet ready. And that's kind of the message that your soul wants you to know, that you're working through all of this. There is this wonderful new door opening. There is this great thing coming into your life. But it's not yet ready to come in. No amount of trying really hard is going to get you there. No amount of putting up the prickles, putting up the protection, denying yourself pleasure. It doesn't need to be monetary things that you give yourself pleasure. It can be, giving yourself a foot bath or, whatever. It is getting to the narrow end of this journey of whatever you're working on, which was why the intensity feels like it's building up for you. But just know that the door is opening. It's not yet ready. So that's super important for you. It's not yet ready. It's coming, but it's not yet ready. I hope you've enjoyed this message, pile 4. Thank you for being here. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and please follow me on Facebook. And if you'd like a private reading, there is a link in the description box below. Thanks for being here. Bye for now.